Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this lecture. We are into projectile motion, and the good thing is that we are leading. We are ahead of the other class. The other class they have just started motion in 2D, but we are in the second chapter. We are already one class up. In the last class, we had dealt with what you mean by projectile motion. We had seen that for a projectile motion to happen, the only force must be gravity, and there would not be and should not be any other force. We remember this, yes or no? We have also seen how are we going to write the equations. We had seen oblique projectile thrown at an angle. We had seen the important points of all these. Highest point, vertical velocity is zero, only horizontal velocity. We had seen all those points. Time taken to go up is time taken to come down. Yes or no? We had also seen that there is no acceleration along x-axis. There is only acceleration along y-axis, which is always downwards. So only the vertical velocity changes, the horizontal velocity does not change, and so on. Today, what we will do is we will start with the same points. I think these were the points that we were discussing in the last class. Yes or no? Vertical velocity keeps on changing. I hope you have gone through these points, and there were three things that most likely come in the examination hall. And if I just refer to the diagram previously, there were three things that was of prime importance here. The first one is the range, R. How much is the horizontal range? Sometimes they call it the horizontal range, R. Then the second one is the maximum height that the projectile reaches. And the third one is time of flight. So these are the three most important things that are many times asked in the exam. What is this? What is that? So let us first deal with them one by one. And how are we going to derive the formula of these things? Well, that is we had already seen the equations. Yes or no? I had shown you the equation number 1 to 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 equation were along x-axis, 4 5 6 equation were along y-axis, and I told you everything that we have to do in this particular case will be done from these six equations. Yes or no? So using these six equations and using what we know about projectile, we can derive these formulas, and let us write them one by one. Let us first write the first thing, that is time of flight. The formula for time of flight. This time of flight is normally written as capital T. This time of flight is normally written as capital T. And what is the formula of this capital T? It is this 2 times u sine theta divided by g. 2 times u sine theta divided by g. That is the first way in which you can remember this. 2 times u sine theta divided by g. Okay, remember this chapter is more about how you can remember different things in how many different ways. I can also write this time of flight like this: 2 times uy by g, where uy is the initial velocity along y-axis, which was nothing but equal to u sine theta. Do we remember this? Yes or no? Two times uy by g. Now, as soon as you see this 2 times uy by g, that might remind you of something, and I will try to get that something on board, because that something was done few days back. Does this 2 times uy by g remind you of something? Does this 2 times uy by g remind you of something? And that something I think is right now on, oops, not on your screens. I have come on your screen. Anyways, I'll try to bring it up again. I don't know why it disappeared. Okay, this 2 times uy by g must remind you of this thing that we had done. Remember, we had thrown a particle vertically up, and we had seen that the time it takes to go up and the time it takes to come down were same. Yes or no? The time it takes to go up and the time it takes to come down were same. And we had seen that the total time of flight was 2u by g. Here, u, it was thrown vertically up with a velocity u. Now, if you compare this case, it was motion under gravity. This was projectile motion in one dimension. Projectile was going up and coming down. If you compare this with what we are doing just now, you can see that both of the formulae that we are doing are exactly same. Yes or no? Here also you see, my dear friends, it is 2 times uy. The only change that has occurred, that is even not a change, because in that question, your uy was equal to u. Here in this question, uy is not equal to u, it is equal to u sine theta. Do we understand this? So if you understand that case, this case is exactly similar to that case. The only difference is there, the entire velocity was upwards. Here, the velocity is like this. So the entire velocity is not upwards. We find the component, and that component is uy or u sine theta. Do we understand this? Yes or no? No, yes. Okay, now I can also write time taken to go up will be equal to time taken to come down. And how much will be that time? Time taken to go up or time taken to come down? Time of ascent, go up. Time of descent, go down. How much will that be? No one knows it? No one knows it? What is the time taken to go up? Time taken to come down? Anyone can read it from the notes that I had given you, but that was not the intention. The intention is always that you should read the note before coming to the class. Anyways, you can read it from the notes and then tell me.
T by 2, sir.
Well done, chalo. We have hope somewhere. T by 2. Yes, that is T by 2. It's same, it's equal. It's T by 2. And now the formula for that will become u sine theta by g, or you can write it as uy by g. Do we understand this? Yes or no? Then we can remember this important point. Time of flight depends only on the vertical component of velocity, and it does not depend on the horizontal component of velocity. Time of flight, if you keep the vertical component of the velocity same, time of flight will be same. Do we understand this? Time of flight does not depend on the horizontal component, it only depends on vertical component. Also, you can see that time of flight is directly proportional to u. If you increase u, time of flight will increase. Do we understand this? Time of flight is directly proportional to sine theta, or it is directly proportional to theta. The more the angle, more is the time of flight. Time of flight is inversely proportional to g. That means if g is less, time of flight would be more. On moon, the acceleration due to gravity is 1 by 6 times. 1 by 6 times. So how much will be the time of flight? If the time of flight on Earth is 2 seconds, what will be the time of flight on moon? What will be the time of flight on moon? I can make it into a question. Gravity on moon, gravity on Earth divided by 6. If the time of flight on Earth, TE, is 2 seconds, find time of flight on the moon for a projectile. I'll give you 2 minutes to think about this. Anyone with any answer? Or shall I do it? Yes, bacha? Anyone with an answer? It's such a difficult question. Okay, I'll solve it then. It is a simple question. I don't know what is making difficult. The problem is that you don't try. Anyways, I will tell you how to do this. I have already given that time of flight is inversely proportional to g. So time of flight on Earth proportional to 1 by g on Earth. It is 2u sine theta by g. So it is inversely proportional to g. Time on moon will be inversely proportional to gravity on moon. I divide both. So time on Earth, time of flight on Earth divided by time of flight on moon will be 1 by GE into divided by 1 by GM. So it will become GM, gravity on moon, divided by gravity, acceleration due to gravity on Earth. Or you can write it like this. Time of flight on Earth multiplied by acceleration due to gravity on Earth is equal to time of flight on moon multiplied by gravity on moon. So time of flight on moon will be time of flight on Earth multiplied by gravity on Earth divided by gravity on moon. Time of flight on Earth is 2 seconds. Gravity on moon is gravity of Earth divided by 6. So if I divide it, I will get 6. Time of flight on moon will be 12 seconds. It was not tough. You should have done this. And it's very sad that you could not do this, but I hope that you have understood how it was supposed to be done. Have you understood this? Can you tell me what was wrong? What you did not understand? You should have been able to do this. If you don't try questions with your own hands, beta, it's going to create a lot of problems. You just don't try, and that is not good. Anyways, I hope better sense will prevail. Have you noted this down? Yes or no? Okay. Let me then give you another question, and I hope that you can do justice to this one, bacha. I would be very surprised and sad if you are not able to do this. So I hope that better sense prevails and that you should be able to solve this. This is the question from your previous exams. Many a times it has come. Question number 2. A body is thrown with a velocity of 9.8 meter per second, making an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. It will hit the ground after how much time? I'll give you 1 minute to do this. Yes, my dear friends, do we have an answer? Do we have an answer, beta? Yes or no? Okay, I'll solve it for you then. After how much time will it hit the ground? That is the question. So basically, they're asking you to find out the time of flight. So I'll just put the formula. Time of flight is 2u sine theta divided by g, 2 into 9.8 into sine of 30 divided by g. G is also 9.8. 9.8 and 9.8 cancels. Sine of 30 is half. Half multiplied by 2. And the answer is 1 second. So it was as simple as this. I hope you have understood this. Even if you understood, no one told me the answer. So such understanding is of no use. If you understand and you don't tell me the answer, that understanding is useless. Because that means that probably you are still not confident about your answers. Please try the questions and give me the answers. Okay, you can note one important point about this. Okay, we will first move on to the next thing, and the next thing is known as the maximum height. So write the next heading, maximum height. We have talked about the time of flight. Let us now talk about H max and the formula for H max. H max, maximum height. What is the formula for maximum height? And the formula for maximum height H max is, the first way you can write is u square sine square theta by 2g. U square sine square theta by 2g. This is the first way in which you can write this formula. You can also write this formula in this way. As soon as you understand that u sine theta is uy, you can write it as uy square by 2g. That is the formula for maximum height, and it is coming same as the case when we had thrown the projectile up. Same formula was coming. Instead of uy, it was u, but then at that time that u was actually equal to your uy. Again, we see the important point. H max only depends on what? Maximum height only depends on uy, that means the vertical component of velocity. It does not depend on the horizontal component of velocity. Also, we notice that H max is directly proportional to u square. H max is directly proportional to sine square theta, and H max is inversely proportional to the acceleration due to gravity. If I keep the maximum height same, if I keep the vertical component of velocity same, two things will remain same. I repeat, if I keep the vertical component of velocity same, uy same, two things will remain same. What are those two things that will remain same? If I keep uy same, two things will remain same. What are those two things that will remain same? Can I have the answer? Just now told you that, beta. If I keep uy same, two things will remain same. What are those two things that will remain same if I keep uy same? The first thing is the time of flight, and the second thing is the maximum height. I hope you will remember it. Please note it down. I don't think that you are taking, you are able to follow some things, and it's very. I mean, I've just told you, and after just I told you in 5 minutes you forget things. Gajni only looks good on the screen, beta. It has got no practical implications. Should become Ghazni after 5 minutes. God save you. God saves America, but probably God will have to save you. No one else can save you if you can forget things in 5 minutes at this point in time. I hope this was just a slip of Let me give you a question. I hope you can do this one. Please try. You are not trying the questions, and that is a very bad sign, beta. If you don't try the questions, you will not get anything. You are not reading what I don't know. You're just copying it from the whiteboard. Copying from the whiteboard, you cannot clear any exam. Please try to understand what you're writing. For a projectile motion, what is the ratio of maximum height to the square of time of flight? I hope you can do this. And do it fast, and I will need answers from everyone. If you don't get an answer, then you'll have to stand up in the class and you don't get an answer. Okay. So get this question done. I'll give you 2 minutes to do it. You'll have to answer right or wrong, doesn't matter. Yes, bacha, do we have answers? I given you enough time. Do we have answers? 3. We got an answer 3. That is not correct, but 1. 1 is the correct answer. Well done. We have some participation after some scolding. So basically what we got to do, bacha, is H max. We know H max is U square sine square theta by 2g. We know time of flight is 2u sine theta by g. I have to find out time period ka square, time of flight ka square. So it becomes 4 times u square sine square theta by g square. I hope you got this. Then we had to find the ratio or the division of maximum height by time of flight ka square. So h max divided by t square, it becomes u square sine square theta by 2g divided by 4 times u square sine square theta by g square. This term and this term, entire term cancels. G square goes in the numerator, 1g will cancel. So you will have g divided by 8. G is taken as 10. So you have g divided by 8, which is 10 divided by 8. G is taken as 10. The answer will be 5 by 4. Anyone got this answer? Okay, well done. My dear friends, this is all about maximum height, and we will come to this maximum height again. Don't worry. Let us first move on. I'll give you 1 minute to note this down. Let us then move on to the next point, and the next point will be horizontal range. I'll give you a minute to note this question down. Once you are done, please tell me that you are done. Are we done? Okay, then comes the next and the last point here, which is known as horizontal range. Which is known as horizontal range or R. Now there are different ways in which you can find out the horizontal range. The first formula of horizontal range is U cos theta multiplied by the time of flight. That is the first way in which you can write this. Or you can also write it, this ux is u cos theta. So you can also write it as u cos theta into t or ux into t. The third way is you can put the value of time of flight, that is 2 times uy by g. In that case, the formula becomes 2 times ux into uy by g. Some beautiful forms in which you can write this. Now you can put the value of ux and the value of uy. So you can write it as 2 times u cos theta into u sin theta. So it becomes 2 times u square sin theta cos theta divided by g. Now once I look at this term, 2 cos theta sin theta, I can also write it in this fashion. R will be u square sine of 2 theta, this is trigonometry, divided by g. Do we understand this? Yes or no? These are different ways in which you can write this. Now remember, for complementary angles, what do you mean by complementary angles, bacha? One angle is theta, the other angle is 90 minus theta. For complementary angles, if one angle is theta, say 30 degrees, its complementary angle is 60 degrees. If I put the value of theta as 30 degrees or theta is 60 degrees in the formula of range, the range will come same. That is what you need to remember. Can you remember this? For complementary angles, range is going to be same. For complementary angles, range is going to be same. Range is same for complementary angles. Do we remember this? 7. For maximum range, theta must be equal to 45 degrees. If you throw something at 45 degrees, it will travel the maximum distance. And if I put the value of angle as 45, I will get maximum range as u square by g. Do we understand this, or this has gone above our head saying bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye? Huh? All these points are potential questions that are going to come in your exam. If I divide h max, maximum height, by range, what will I get? You will get tan of theta divided by 4. Remember this. All these shortcuts, if you can remember, these are very, very important points. Number 9. For complementary angles, do you understand the meaning of complementary angles? Yes or no? No, yes. For complementary angles, I'm going to give you a shortcut for complementary angles for the time of flight. Remember this because this will help you in solving some problems very, very quickly. For complementary angles, if one angle is theta, the other angle will be 90 minus theta. If I call the time of flight as t1 in the first case and t2 in the second case, if you divide t1 by t2, you will get tan theta. Remember it. If you divide t1 by t2, you will get tan theta. If you multiply t1 by t2, you will get 2 times range by g. You can remember these formulae and these shortcuts, life may become very simple for you. I'll give you 2 minutes to go through them, all of them, and then we'll begin some questions. Once you are done, please let me know.
Completed, sir.
Completed, sir. Well done, sir. This question comes for you, my dear friends. You should be able to answer this without even touching your pen. Why you have to write every question? And just look at the question, tell me the answer, and stay happy. You stay happy anyways, whether you solve the question or not, and that's a good spirit. But you should become happier when you solve the question. And that is what I want you to be happy. I hope I get an answer to this one. I'm expecting an answer. Let's see who brings the answer on the table. And the answer is anyone with an answer, my dear friends? No one with an answer. Shameful. Anyone with an answer? All of a sudden, your camera has gone bonkers, so I can't see you. Please let me know if you have an answer. Yes, the camera is back. We are back. Yes, but answer. Huh? Where is the answer? So much time.
B.
B, C, D. Which one? Huh? They say na. Wrong answer, right answer doesn't matter. Answers matters. Because that means that you have tried. And what I want is that you try, nothing else. Nothing else I demand. The only demand I ever make is that you try. What is the answer, my dear friend? No one with an answer? You can show your fingers also like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the answer? Yes?
C.
3. C is the answer. C is the answer. C is the answer. Just now, don't know why you become like Gajni. Just now I told you for complementary angles, T1 into T2 is 2R by G. And just 2 seconds afterwards, I ask you a question. For the same range, given velocity, projectile has same range. That has to be complementary angles. T1 and T2 are the time of flight. T1 and T2 will be proportional to R. Just now I told you. I hope you got this. This right there on your screens. I'll give you a minute to note it down. Note it down, please. At least you tried. Trials do succeed sometimes. Have you understood the meaning of what I wanted to ask and what was given and what was asked? Yes or no? Do we understand the question? Yes or no? Okay, that's great. Please read the question carefully. I think probably I have said a lot about you in that other class, but now you are getting down very fast and those students are coming up very fast. And that's good. One thing is good that those students are coming up. One thing is very bad that you are just going down. You are in free fall right now. When I say free fall, that means you are not at all answering questions and you are not at all paying attention in the class. So you are in a free fall. And I hope that this free fall doesn't continue because it is then very dangerous. Chalo, let us see if you can give me the answer for this one. I always feel that students are like cash vouchers. They can also redeem themselves. Sometimes the cash voucher may not work, but they can redeem. So this is a question for redemption. If you can tell me the answer, I will assume that you have redeemed yourself. Don't write the question. Don't waste your time in writing the question. Only read the question and see and answer the question. That's it. We don't have time to write the question. So read the question and answer it. A particle is thrown with a velocity u at an angle alpha from the horizontal. Another particle is thrown with the same velocity at an angle alpha from the vertical. So if you have to write the question, you draw the diagram. From the diagram, you understand the question. Don't waste your time in writing the entire question. That's a waste of time. And time is a luxury, my dear friend, that we don't have. What is the ratio of the time of flights? Your time starts now. Yes, my dear friends, my dear students.
Sir, we think C is the correct answer.
You think C is the correct answer. You think correct this time. Well done. That's the same thing that I told you. Both the angles are complementary. Do we understand this? Complementary angles, the ratio of time of flights is C. I told you that. Remember, all these questions are potential questions that are going to appear in your question paper all of a sudden. And then you must not be found wanting these questions. You are doing it now. Remember, your NEET exam is not going to be cleared in the examination hall. You are clearing it right now. These questions that you are doing are the questions that are going to appear in your exam. Bacha, remember them. And that's the only thing that you are not doing is remembering things, what I'm telling you. And that is going to cost you. Remember, I told you one question which should have been right. If it goes wrong, it costs you very, very dearly. 5 marks in NEET. That 5 marks can make a difference of AIMS Delhi. From AIMS Delhi, you can fall to AIMS Bhubaneswar or the last AIMS in the country. From AIMS, you can fall to the AIMS, you can fall to government colleges. From government college, you can get into semi-government college. From semi-government, you will get into private. From private, you may fall even out of contention for any seat. 5 marks. Too much to stake. Too much at stake. Don't do this. Please remember things. I'm telling you what I'm telling you in the class is going to come in the examination hall. And I will show it to you once your exam is done, and I'll show you the lecture from where I told you the same thing. Okay. Let me now present one more question. I think that is enough time for one more question, and let us see who does this one. Please remember, all questions that we are doing are simple ones, and those same questions will come in your examination hall. This is the question. For a given angle of projection, that means angle is same. The horizontal range is doubled. Angle is same, range is doubled. What is the effect on the time of flight? Angle remains same, my dear friends, but something is changed. So that the horizontal range becomes double. What is the time of flight? Effect on the time of flight. Simple things. 1 and 1, 1, take 1 from here, 1 plus 1, 2. And the answer is 2. I mean, giving an example. So these are simple things. I'll give you a minute to win it.
Sir, C is the right answer, sir.
I am getting some good answers. I mean, you have woken up. And that's great. C is the right answer. How did you get C, bacha? Tell me. How did you get C? I was not expecting such a quick answer. I thought that it might take some time for you to get it. How did you get C, bacha? Huh? So, just remember the formula that we have done. Formula for range. There are different ways in which you can write that formula. You have to choose the one which fits the bill here. And which formula fits the bill here? I think this one fits the bill. U square sine 2 theta by g. Theta is same. So this cancels out. G is always same. So I can say, my dear friends, that range is proportional to U square. Now let us come on time of flight. Time of flight. This formula I am going to use 2U sine theta by G. Let us see what all things are same. Ting. Oof. Time is changed. Why am I cutting time? 2 is 2. Constant. Moves out. Sine theta is same because theta is same. G is same because G is same. Time period of why I'm going time period. Time of flight is directly proportional to U. Now look at the question. Range has become twice. So what is the effect on U? Range has become twice, so U has become root 2 times. Yes or no? The new initial velocity will become root 2 times of the original velocity. Time of flight is directly proportional to your initial velocity. So new time of flight will become root 2 times of your original time of flight. Now, these are the questions that are in fashion these days. We will be covering more of these questions in the next class because I am pretty sure that if a question comes from, and a question will come from motion in 2D, it will be one of those questions that we are going to discuss. So we will keep on discussing this question in the next class. I hope you like the class. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, please, 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 please read what we have done. One of those questions is going to come. Take care. Have a nice day. God bless you all.